humbug.
Humbugs are a traditional Christmas candy, but why are they called that?
Humbug!
We all know that Ebenezer Scrooge in Dickens' book A Christmas Carol said "bah humbug" all the time. But why? And what does this have to do with candy?
An ant is what it is, and a grasshopper is what it is, and Christmas, sir, is a humbug. Good day.
Books like The Natural History of Humbugs show that humbugs are lies, and people wrote books on the subject of how to deal with them and identify them. But how does this once again apply to candy?
Humbug!
Specialty humbug cutters were advertised in the 1800s, and humbugs were made as far back as when A Christmas Carol was written. In our collection, we even have the original typesetting block used to print this very catalog. But humbug does not just mean lies, and it does not just refer to a candy. It refers to a shape. The humbug purses you can still buy on Etsy, and you can also get sour cream packs in humbug shapes that you've probably run into. A humbug is a geometric shape made from a cylinder that is cut in two opposite directions. It's a very efficient shape. Our humbug cutter cuts this with two alternating sets of blades, top and bottom, that are geared together. So as I pour some horehound-flavored hot sugar at about 320 degrees to make some humbugs, let's think about this. The humbug is a twisted shape, and twisted could also mean to lie or to mislead. I think bah humbug and I think the humbug candies both have the same origin, but even the Oxford English Dictionary says the origin of this word is unknown. The Oxford English Dictionary describes this as being commonly flavored with peppermint, but my experience is that humbugs are mostly made in horehound and anise, two traditional delicious flavors for hard candies. The candy is now cooled down partially on our big candy cooling table. It's a giant water-cooled heat sink that was made in the 1860s in Hartford, Connecticut. Another piece of equipment here that's well over 100 years old. The liquid candy that was in contact with the table and the metal bars has become hard, but the center is still liquid and still well over 300 degrees hot. We're going to cut it up and then we're going to have to fold it to equalize the temperature throughout the candy. This can produce burns if it splashes in the wrong way, and we can only handle parts of the candy. And once the candy has become an even temperature, it's too hot for us to handle just with our rubber gloves. Our humbugs are going to be made from three colors. Humbugs are usually striped, and our stripes are going to be white, an opaque brown, and a transparent brown. When we mixed the coloring in, we made the transparent brown. And now it's time to make the white, and we're making the white from the amber-colored candy. We're going to do this on a traditional candy hook, by pulling the candy again and again, trapping air bubbles within and aerating the candy. This aeration makes the candy appear white by reflecting lots of light off all the little air bubbles. We are located in Tallahassee, Florida. And one of the best things about coming to visit is you can see the candy being made live. And when it's made live, you don't just see everything you've seen on the video. You get to smell it and taste it too. If you can't come, you can always go to our website, www.pd.net, and order some candy for yourself online. We ship all around the world.
All full of jive. Don't you know that I'm your boy and I always give you $5.90. Hit that jive jack. I put it in your pocket, I get back. Going downtown to see that man. Man, I ain't got time to shake your hand.
Greg has now pulled the candy enough so it's become a nice opaque white. And unlike most of our other videos, we're now going to go back on the hook with a piece of the white candy and some of the brown transparent candy and pull them together to make a nice opaque brown.
Took a monkey for a ride in the air. The monkey thought that throw the monkey off of his back. The monkey grabbed his neck and said, now listen, Jack. Straighten up and fly right. Straighten up and stay right.
It's time to assemble the stripes. And I'm going to be working the candy a little hotter than I normally do to make it go through the machine more easily. The machine, being a big piece of metal, will cool the candy rapidly just by cutting it.
Story so touching that it sounds just like a lie. Straighten up and stay right. Straighten up and do right. Straighten up and fly right. Cool down, but don't you lay on top. Choking me, release your hold and I will set you free. The monkey looked the buzzard right dead in the eye and said, your story's so touching, but it sounds just like a lie. Straighten up and stay right.
We're using a large lump of the aerated white candy as the center of the candy. We do this because that provides a lot of surface area, so as you suck on the candy, you'll get more flavor out from the larger surface area. It'll dissolve a little faster also in your mouth, and that'll also add to the experience. We've taken our striped log of candy and we've sized it down into rods. The rods are about 1 inch in diameter and they fit into the humbug cutter perfectly. We're now feeding it through piece by piece, and the humbug cutter is doing its job, cutting alternately right-left and then top-bottom to make the humbug shape. If you'd like to see how we size the candy down to the rods, you can see this in our other videos. Just look up our channel and follow us.
Oh, baby, tell me you love me. Kiss me once while the stars shine above me.
Shine above me.
Hey, Marie.
Hey, Marie.
Hey, Marie.
Hey, Marie.
In your arms I'm longing to be.
To help keep the candy keep its shape, I've made the outside of these rods cooler than the inside. When the humbug cutter cuts it, the candy is still quite hot, and I'm leaving it on the candy cooling table to cool and harden until the end of this project.
What happened? He can't play Natalia. He's a testicle gooch.
Now we take what the humbug cutter gave us and we just pick it up and drop it, and it breaks into perfect pieces every time. Follow Lofty Pursuits or Public Displays of Confection on Facebook. Subscribe to us here on YouTube. Check out our other videos or visit our website where we sell our candies. Taste them for yourself.